We've got the Florida Gators and the Scholar Manders. And right now we're still waiting for a code. So we will just fill it up with useless chatter for a little bit. So we literally remember everything here. Everything's important except for the rules. I only joke you because last week I did the same thing. We both had to drop out and we had to get the rules. So we may have to quit and get the rules here. Michael's deciding, or Michael's deciding he doesn't have.
Looks like I don't have the rules.
You played 3 weeks and don't have the rules.
I haven't downloaded them. I played.
The other person's had the rules. Yeah.
Would you like to cancel? Yeah, we'll cancel.
Yeah, the other person's had the rules. Okay. So Michael starts with the Weavile Barracuda. Got the Barracuda. And we see Dragapult Comfey. Might we see the weakness policy set here? Okay. So Barracuda takes the field. Weavile's there. He's got some different strategies he can employ. We'll wait for him to lock in here. And it looks like he is going to go ahead and is weighing what he wants to do here. Back and forth between the lowering his attack and possibly raising his defense. He is going to go with lowering his attack and with the Max Wormwind. So he is going to go for a weakness policy. Setting off his own weakness policy. Turn 1 here. We'll see what strategy that is employed by Michael. The Scholar Manders. So if you didn't join me in time, Scholar Manders are 1-1 coming into this week. And Steven is 2-0. So we are seeing a max by Michael as well. I'm guessing that is Weavile. It is. Weavile maxes up. And we'll see who he's going to target. There's the Draining Kiss. It does probably about 25%. 20%. Yeah, that crits. Always when you don't need it, right? All right, there's the Max Wormwind going off into the Weavile, and it one-shots Weavile. Wow. Yep. No sachet on that Weavile. Kind of thought that it might be. It's typical build that you would see, but not today. And that's going to be really tough. There's a flip turn.
Interesting.
Yeah, interesting. So he does the flip turn, the priority. It's like a U-turn, the water U-turn move. And he is going to bring in somebody else. It's interesting because it looked like it went last, basically, because he one-shot him, but normally it wouldn't. And out comes Swampert. So just like that, Michael is in a really tough position here because he lost his max turn 1 without it doing any damage whatsoever. Swampert takes the field, putting on, some pressure, and then here comes Cinderace. But he's got a really, really tough thing to deal with. Dragapult being one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, and its weakness policy is already activated. So looks like we might just see more of the same. Just hammering it with Max Wormwind, dropping attacks. And Floral Healing, which we know is the priority move, goes off. Not much you can do about that. Dragapult's right back to where he started. And there goes Cinderace. Another one-shot. Dragapult just racking up the kills here in Game 1. And Swampert's going to Ice Punch and does about as much as the weakness policy activation, 20%. So he is going to be forced to bring back Barracuda, and he's down to his last 2 Pokemon already. And it looks like Steven really doesn't see any need to change things up. He's going to just repeat. and go Max Wormwind right back into that same slot. Not really sensing a lot of pressure from the Swampert. There's a Protect from Swampert. And Floral Healing goes off. No Protect from Barraskewda. This is going to be a lot of damage again. See what the item is. And it's gone as well. So, 3 turns in a row, 3 one-shots. Devastating power from Dragapult. And it still has essentially no damage to it. And Steven's in a commanding position with just Swampert left. And now he can just double up into the Swampert. And kind of see right now with this team why Steven is 2-0. Great gameplay, great game plan, good Pokemon. Excellent game. Game 1. So, devastating 4-0 victory in Game 1. And you're like, if I had a Game 2, it would probably be better. That can happen. But there we go. All right, we're right back to where we started. Let's hope for better.
Oh no, they're in the opposite sides. I think this time. Oh no.
That's going to change everything.
Forfeit.
You did not recreate it accurately.
It would only matter if there's like Trace maybe.
Yeah, I never thought about Trace. Yeah, that would have made a difference if there was Trace. Okay, so it was you doubled into that slot. Is that what that was? Okay, yeah, I thought that's what it was. I was just asking because I couldn't remember. I didn't see your last move on Raikou. All right, so he is doubling up into the Weavile slot. We'll see what happens with Michael, what he chooses this time. I don't believe he will max the Weavile, but I could be wrong. And I'm wrong. He's going to max one of them. You know, that might be the Swampert.
Can you even get a Swampert in a Premier Ball? I don't think you can.
That's Weavile. So he is maxing the Weavile. And are we going to see a max protect? Or... Nope, we are not. And so that is going to do a lot of damage. Raikou, that is a... So Raikou goes off first, comes back, and here comes Comfey. And out... And Dragapult is going to get off another Max Wormwind, and this is going to do a ton of damage, if not... Yep, and it's going to leave him with about 15% on his max Pokemon turn 1. Another just a really tough position to be in after on turn 1. So he is going to max Dark into Dragapult, which does a lot to Dragapult as well. Dragapult is left with about 15% as well. But activated the weakness policy. So we'll see if he doubled up into that slot. What happens with Swampert here? He did not. Liquidation into the Comfey slot, and Comfey is, you know, hardly damaged. I say 20%. Just trying to figure out what's going to be Michael's move from here. And he decides to go ahead and go into the Weavile, figuring that he's not going to protect and get off the Floral Healing. So very similar look to Game 1. There goes the Floral Healing, which means no protect.
It goes before.
Oh, it would go.
No, it doesn't go
I don't think it would. Yeah, I think protect would show. Yeah. So there goes the Weavile goes down. So instead of turn 1, it goes down turn 2. So it did get a lot of damage off, but he is going to lose his max on turn 2 this time. So still a lot of pressure. Kind of surprised that the Swampert did not double up into the Dragapult. Yeah, it's just not doing enough. Possibly had it gone into it in turn 1 before the Floral Healing went off, I don't know if it would have made any difference. I don't think it did enough damage, but... So, there's Dragapult again. Weakness policy activated, and it's in just a conquering position. It's going to have one more turn of max, and the Floral Healing is going to go off again. And Michael's lost his max already, so he's in a tough spot. And there's the Intimidate, but it's Clear Body Dragapult. Michael cannot get any good news right now. There is a Max Wormwind headed off into the Gyarados, picks out whichever one he wants there. Again, the Swampert's just not putting off much offensive pressure, so he's just doesn't need to prioritize it right now. So like game 1, he's just hitting off that other slot. And this should take it out unless it has a sash. It does. Gyarados goes down. This team is pretty devastating. I mean, he's got a couple different ways, a couple different Pokemon that he can put a weakness policy on. And, you know, in this game, he really hasn't had to showcase anything more than the Dragapult. Perhaps in hindsight, you know, Cinderace might have been a better candidate to max up, you know, as a max target. The Cinderace lead, I'm not sure. I know Michael likes to run a Blaze Cinderace, but this would have been a good opportunity to run the different typing. Okay, so now we're going to see very similar to the last game. Dragapult is just going to repower itself with Giga Drain. Wow, it does a ton to Swampert, like 60% damage. That's impressive. And Pyro Ball goes off, and it just can't get anything off with the Protect. So he doubles up into it, and it basically he just gets off free damage. And here comes Dragon Darts. This is going to do a ton of damage with the weakness policy activated. We know that it's got a speed advantage. Yeah, it is brutal. This has been a tough game for, and there goes Swampert. It's knocked out. These darts are going to do a ton of damage. This could be the game. And it is. And that's the game. 4-0. 4-0. You know, I gotta say, so Stephen, Florida Gators win 2-0, gets 3 points for the week. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
But and who didn't you bring, and why not?
I didn't bring Crocodile, and I didn't bring Gigalith. He just had a lot of water types, so my ground and rock types didn't look too.
And obviously that was a great choice.
I really wanted to bring Crocodile.
You probably could have brought Crocodile in the back.
But I think almost every single thing hit it for super effective stab damage. So
yeah.
I was swayed away from it.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, my whole plan really, looking at his team, was always just a weakness policy max Dragapult pretty much, unless he proved he could stop it, which I guess didn't work out. But it's the fastest thing, and he had a lot of similarly fast Pokemon, but since I had the advantage there, I figured I could net some easy KOs.
Yeah, and then I saw you went with Max Wormwind. I mean, you were just hoping if you didn't take him out, you dropped his attack stats.
Yeah, so I prepared expecting Gardevoir to come, since it was the only thing he could bring that would be immune to Max Wormwind.
Okay.
So that's why I brought the Steel Wing.
Okay. So that's what I was going to say. You brought that specifically for.
It served a similar purpose, getting my defenses up instead of dropping the attack. But I could actually hit Gardevoir, and if he didn't lead with Gardevoir, I could just hit with max steel spike, and if you tried to swap in, I'd still hit it for super effective damage. So
Nice.
that was the plan. But then once I didn't see Gardevoir, I felt pretty free to just fire off max one
Yeah.
for the most
You didn't
possible
need it
damage.
at all. And then
I brought so that was the main plan, was just Comfey, Dragapult. I didn't think he could KO me with an attack drop on basically anything.
Yeah.
And then Floral Healing, I start becoming pretty hard to kill. So
And then the Finny was just for the Cinderace?
the Finny I brought primarily for Swampert. I thought he might try and go for Trick Room because I watched him do that last week. And so I made it so that Tapu Fini would be able to Dynamax against Swampert and one-hit KO it with Max Grass from Grass Knot.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
Even if it was Dynamaxed, unless it had
I never even thought about that. Yeah.
a Rindo Berry. So
Yeah, and I don't know what he was running on that. I mean, we saw.
Yeah, I didn't really see any of the items.
Did you? I was going to say, did you? I couldn't peg hardly any of the items. I mean,
No.
he wasn't running a sash on anything.
Yeah, I would have expected a sash on.
And I couldn't. I didn't see Life Orb. Did you?
It was Choice Banded Barraskewda, Life Orb Weavile. It was what is it? Charcoal Cinderace.
Charcoal Cinderace. So he was running a Blaze Cinderace.
Assault Vested Gyarados.
Okay, AB Gyarados. Okay.
And then his what was the other one that I'm missing?
Gyarados.
Charmander.
Oh, Swampert. I don't
Swampert.
actually know what that had.
Yeah, I don't
Mystic
either.
Water, maybe?
Well, might have been because it wasn't like banded or anything. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't like
I don't know.
an
But
obvious power item. I don't know.
So yeah, Tapu Fini was mostly just there if his game plan ended up being Swampert and I couldn't get around it, I would probably go with that.
And then the Corviknight.
Corviknight just looked good
Mm-hmm.
against his team.
Again,
But it just was one of those things where it was one of those Pokemon I was going to use if I needed to adjust.
like Gardevoir stuff too.
Yeah.
Would have been good. Yeah, anything. Okay.
And then I ran Raikou with Choice Scarf.
I was wondering. Oh, I saw it was so fast, and I was like, I figured.
had a lot
and
of,
then you brought it out right away. So.
Like Dragapult outsped everything, but he had a lot of really fast stuff if I don't have Dragapult. So
I didn't want to interrupt you in the game, but I saw.
No,
I was
yeah.
like, he must have been Scarf because I was like, holy cow, it outsped everything.
Yeah, and I liked
outsped
it.
Weavile.
I liked it because with Inner Focus, I didn't have to worry about Fake Out on that first turn with Weavile.
It's
So,
definitely.
That's why I brought it the second game.
Yeah.
I thought he might just try and fake out my Comfey so I didn't have that first turn proc,
Mm-hmm.
and then maybe get off a big hit on my Dragapult. So I figured I'd be better off with something that didn't get faked out, so I could maybe get some extra damage down.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Borosphere did a lot of damage. To
And
me,
then
but-
you had the Slowbro.
the old Slowbro. Yeah, I just brought him in case he pulled some Trick Room.
And that's your water type. I mean, like I know you got Finny, but that's
Yeah.
your other. I mean, you've got the water psychic.
It's just
and
a super bulky support set. So
yeah, so get you, and then you can reverse.
I
Trick
can reverse
Room
Trick
or
Room, and then I can put like Gyarados.
pull tricks on
some
it, like
stuff to
Yawn and
sleep.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
too. Honestly.
If you're out there, the Salt Lake Statics, you got to come up with a good game plan for this team. This is going to be a tough one. So, all right. Well, thanks for joining us. I'm Jason.
Steven.
Steven, this is Our Dad Plays. Thanks for tuning in. That's Andy.